Wow. Okay, that's an interesting start. Hi, Hacker. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another ladder story featuring Artosis. He's playing against a guy named Zeal, and he's telling him that no one will ever love him. So it's a map pepper, map. I can't say it, dude. I can't say it. Let's try again. Map hacker, and RT is trying to school him in life. This new place that I'm downloading replays from has got a really cool feature where it tells you the amount of chat in a game. So how many messages were exchanged between the players. So one of the filters that I'm using is game length, and then the other filter that I'm using is chat, because if you're looking for a bit of rage or a bit of banter between the players, obviously there needs to be chat, right? For that to happen. Just call him a beach. So obviously he enjoys the ocean, the waves, sand, all beautiful things. So yeah, man, this one is going to be very, very, very spicy. You can clearly tell there's no love lost between the players. And I'm looking forward to bringing you this TVP here on Metropolis from the 25 ladder season. So we don't want to be spoilering. We don't want to be bringing repeat games that you guys have already seen cast by other casters. So we're using the ability to research and go a little bit further back in time, probably around 6 months, perhaps a little bit longer, to bring some games from previous seasons that I think you guys will really, really enjoy, and chances are nobody has cast yet. So that's the strategy we're going with. We're going to wait and see, get a little bit of feedback from the community, and we'll constantly adapt and evolve. Like I've said, I cast quite a long way in advance. So for example, today is the 21st of March. Have a look at your calendar and see what day you're watching this. That's usually the amount of content that I bank up in advance. So I'm getting feedback on videos today that I probably made a month ago, and so on. So what that means is I get feedback from you guys and I take it on board, but there's always a little bit of a delay as to when I can change things. So if you guys don't like the kinds of content that I'm doing, or you like me to do more of a certain thing, I always take it on board. But there is a little bit of a lag as to when you guys start to see it. So Artosis going with the gasless expand. He's just scouted a pretty normal core, spinning core opening from his opponent. So I have no doubt that he will be getting some Dragoon pressure on the bunker that he will inevitably make as a part of this open. You don't see Artosis do this very often. You know, obviously I've done a lot more of his recent stuff when I came back to Broodwar. And now going back around sort of 6 months, I don't think I've seen him open this way ever. He does the Vulture expand 99 out of 100 times. So he's not toggles. He won't go command center first almost ever. He does this seldom, and I'd be super curious to see how this works out. Our Protoss has just adjusted his build to take a slightly earlier Nexus so far. We have the bunker, we have one Marine in it, so geez, like we are taking all of the shortcuts is Artosis. I quite like that. I don't know what this Marine is doing here though, except being in no way useful in his efforts to repel this Dragoon, who's going to start to hit the bunker imminently. So to try and get some parity economically, that's the plan from our Protoss, is to hit this bunker and place a lot of pressure on his opponent. So 2 factories will be built here, and on we will move to this little pressure point in the game. Now he's finally moved this Marine back. I still don't quite know why he went there, but anyway, it is what it is. Maybe he wanted to go on an excursion. Maybe he wanted to see the world while he was still young. Who knows? Anyway, guys, thanks so much for the recent swell of support. I'm now feeling more and more confident branching out and doing different players in different games. I'm also doing games from different eras and bringing different specific matches to you guys. So Flash versus Jaedong, Flash versus Bisu, Flash versus Snow, Snow versus Soma, Sulky versus Bisu, the whole works. And my viewership on non-Artosis games has improved massively. It was actually always my plan to only ever do Artosis games every now and again. I didn't really want him to be a sort of content pillar, especially considering JJZ pretty much does Artosis games. So it is my plan over time, as the channel grows and as the audience becomes more engaged and consistent in its feedback, to do a nice variety of different players. Not saying that I will stop doing Artosis altogether. I don't think I can. He's just too damn entertaining. The Toggles games have done well, and I really enjoy those, so I'll continue doing those. But I want to bring other matches, and sort of also another thing that I'm thinking about doing, and I probably would have already started doing it by the time you guys are watching this. I probably would have made the decision and already recorded the games, is to bring some legendary retro games to the channel. So some of the most famous Broodwar games that have ever been played, and some famous series as well. So there's lots of cool things that I'm working on trying to do, and I really hope that you guys do enjoy and appreciate the initiative. It's very easy to just load up Seawall and download the latest game on the ladder and cast it. I think it takes a little bit more effort to actually think about what it is that people might enjoy watching. Anyway, the Dragoon pressure is now a thing of the past. Artosis seems to now be keen on doing a little bit of move out with a couple of tanks, an SCV and 3 Marines. And our Protoss has got himself 5 Dragoons, and we're going to have a little skirmish here. This actually looks like the micro practice map. I don't know if you guys have ever done that, players of Broodwar. You can get a PvT practice map, and you get given around about 4 or 5 Dragoons, and you have to fight against a Terran force. And to win the challenge, you have to have at least 1 Dragoon left over when it's done. So that really did shape up like one of those little micro battles. It was quite hilarious. We've got a third already. We don't have mines on the base. This is one of the reasons why this build from Terran is not that popular. The Vulture Expand is so popular because if you do this against Protoss, you're basically giving them a third base for free. It's very, very difficult for you to bring Vultures in and deny or delay the expansion. So Protoss has had a pretty good time here. Oh, they swallowed that mine. Okay, so Artie's just got itchy feet here, just moving around all the time, instead of sort of settling into the game here. I think the game plan from him has got to be to scout if he's going to be playing against Reavers, or if he's going to be playing against some sort of other style. This doesn't look like Reavers to me. This just looks like going up to 6 gate observer. I expect that this guy's going to take a 4th. If you knows anything about playing Artosis, being passive as a Protoss and just expanding a lot really exploits Artosis' weaknesses, in my opinion. His weakness is between minutes 13 and minutes 20. He just kind of allows the Protoss to expand to a point where he can no longer keep up with him in terms of macroeconomics. That's been his pattern for the number of PvTs of his that we have done. You're playing into Artosis' hands if you're attacking him a lot in the mid game, and not just sort of expanding. So RT now is pretty good at holding off pressure. He's pretty good at macroing up. But it's when it gets to the point where the other 2 main bases get taken by his Protoss opponent that he has a very, very tough time containing the growth of the Protoss. He has sieged up here to get rid of the spotter pylon. And so he's probably trying to force the Protoss opponent to expand off to the right. I don't think he will have a problem with that. I do recall when Artosis played against Ray Rain on this map, he said that taking a 3rd, I think. Taking a 4th base here as Terran is very, very difficult. So the theory, at least from his point of view, is that this is a slightly Protoss favored map. That being said, I've seen Scan play on this map and, absolutely dominate. So you tell me. Alright, nice observer placement here. And a pretty quiet build in this game. What are we doing? We're just Gateway Man. Jesus Christ, are we just Gateway Man? That is so much of Gateway Man. It's not even funny. On three bases, that is an insane amount of gateways. So it looks like he's just trying to max out at 12 minutes and push. It is very viable, actually, as a strategy. As long as you, as Protoss, don't tank your entire army when you engage. Just going mass gateways and just Dragoons and Zealots is very, very viable. We are upgrading. So we're doing triple forge. Wow, this is legitimately triple forge gateway, man. I have not done one of these games or this style of play in such a long time. He's making his citadel at 10 minutes. It's actually bad because he's going to be under a little bit of pressure now to time zealot legs. You cannot do this attack if you are, although he's just dragoons. Oh, he's not even just gateway man, he's goon man. Goon man. So good. If he's just going to make dragoons and win, I'm going to laugh my ass off, bro. Now he's making zealots. Okay, so he is making zealots very, very late. He's got up to 150 supply just on goons. Goon man. That's so good. Look at all these dragoons, bro. Look at them. Look at them. They're beautiful. Oh, Jesus is going to spew. So you need to be at 140 supply at 12 minutes if you're Terran to survive any weird this is, by the way, this is not a timing. What's happening here? This is like an anti-timing timing. I think he's going to lose a lot of dragoons. They're not all engaged. Some of them are tripping over each other. Pathing is a thing. This is not going well. He does pull away. His first zealots are arriving. They're slow, guys. He's got slow zealots. He needs legs at 12 minutes. Unbelievable. 3 gates. Triple forge. I need multiple photos of all the gateways, all the forges. It's the strangest thing. Anyway. Artosis should, in theory, be very, very far ahead. He's had 3 bases now for quite some time. Our Protoss has been on 3 bases himself. He has to attack, and then he has to also expand behind this attack. Killing a few mines here in case they drop. Is he even making a shuttle? No. No, he's making nothing. This makes me think of my games. It's so bad. It's so bad. The mine will kill both. Goodbye. I still actually cannot believe this. You would not expect someone who plays where Artosis plays on the ladder to match against such a dim style. He's not even maxed at 12 minutes. So he's kind of missed the window here. Artosis has 140 supply. He's got enough to hold pretty much anything. He is getting Storm behind this. So does have a plan to pivot. Has gone Templar Archives. Over here you can see it. Which also would help him continue with his upgrades, by the way. You can't go beyond +1 if you are without a Templar Archives. So that's why you can see he's got 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1. Here come the goons. This is the most gateway man ever. He's actually going to go in here, guys, with no zealots. Unless he wants to send the zealots in now. Here we go. Here come the zealots. He's actually just absolute ape toss. This is the most ape toss you can do. Like, Artosis will be absolutely spewing. So he engages until he loses all his zealots and then he pulls away. He has expanded. And he's expanded again. And this is where the part of the game is very, very important, because if this guy just makes a whole bunch more gateways here and expands to another base, he's got this one up and running, and he could probably expand again over here, he's just going to have too much money. So it won't matter that his strategy is fundamentally quite one-dimensional. His remaxing power is just going to be too strong. Artosis, on the other hand, may have a tough time taking and holding a 4th base. And I expect that that's all that this Protoss player will do now, will be to try and deny the 4th base. If he attacks into Artosis again, I will be surprised. Because even though he's only +1 at the moment, and he's not actually upgrading any further than that. So 1-1 mech will do pretty poorly against what will soon be 2-2-2 ground. I mean, it'll probably be okay, but it's not like Artosis is building up to 3-3 mech as of yet. And I think he's probably missing a trick there in that regard. Like, if your opponent is just doing this style, as Terran, your upgrades are really, really your friend. So if he can hold a 4th base and he can get his upgrades going, This style from Protoss is no longer viable because the Protoss army just cannot trade against the mech units efficiently at all. It's just too inefficient. Anyway, we're going again. We're going in quite a wide arc. We're running into all of the mines. Artosis has got a nice spread of tanks. Getting his vultures in ahead here to intercept some of these zealots. This is literally the most gateway man ever. Like, sometimes you'll see Arbiter. Sometimes he's just me remaking goons, guys. If this wins... actually, I'm not even going to say it. I'm not even going to say it. I've said it too many times and I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it to myself. I refuse. But, I mean, the supplies are even. This cannot win. Please, please, RT. Two. Expanding again. This is the problem. But how is he going to hold a now maxed out Terran? That's the question. Does have a high Templar with us now, so we'll have a little bit of splash damage available to him. Let's make him Dragoons. And some Zealots. Is he going to flank? He looks like that's the plan. Although this army is quite far behind this army. I don't think it's going to matter because Artosis has left a fair chunk of his army behind. And now I'm getting concerned. Although I'm... oh no, because he's kind of sieged up here with a few zealots on top. These Dragoons though... this is a big army and it's a very wide position. But there's nothing coming in from this side. So all the tanks are going to be able to fire in unison. And yeah, wow. Look at this goon juice, guys. And he's walked right up with his High Templar and hasn't stormed anything. Does kill a decent number of tanks, but is behind in supply. Got a lot of money. Perhaps needs more gateways. He's not making gateways here, which is a mistake in my opinion. You need to be able to reinforce from multiple locations. He is just gateway, man. Like, you cannot get worse than this, I don't think. Why would you map hack if you're like so bad at this game? Yeah, now he's making a lot more gateways. And now Artosis should just put his foot on the gas. Go challenge bases. That seems to be the plan. Oh, catches the probe transfer. Nice and juicy. Sorry, I'm not saying much because I'm in disbelief as to what rank this guy could be. And why would you be a map hacker if you suck so much at this game? I do like Artosis' patience here. I think he's methodically just challenging the newest sources of income. Gradually whittling down his opponent. Not letting himself get caught on the counter-attack. Also expanding to a 4th and 5th base himself. So I dare say Artie's got this one in the bag, and I don't have to stress. I've seen him lose some games in the past where there was no chance that he could and should lose, but there's no carrier switch, there's no, you know, arbiters, there's no recalls, there's nothing. Like, this guy has got no plan. His plan is to have no plan. And I've seen and heard High Templars die. I have not seen a storm. And he... and he's boxed himself in his own base. Jesus. This is like a D ranker. This is so bad. How do you match against these guys, man? Like, I don't get it. Who is he beating? So this base is going to go down. It's got so many mines. Look at the spread of blue. There's so much blue here, bro. It's beautiful. Okay, well these tanks have finally now arrived. Sorry, these goons finally did get out of the prison. I mean, that's like when you're learning the game and you lock your units in. You really shouldn't be doing that when you're matching against high A, low S rank players on the ladder. I think the ladder just broke for this game. So we're challenging him from the side here with some Goon High Templar. It's just not enough of him. He's just not coordinated his attack. He's just bleeding units. Nice spread here, so no storms are going to be able to do any seriously meaningful damage. It's going to knock down this base as well without a problem. So looks like he wants to try and counter attack. There's nothing protecting this base, so you probably get away with that. Artosis' rally doesn't have too much. He's got a few units here that he could probably send to reinforce. But he's got up here into the second main. These goons, as they rally down, are going to get chowed. So he has arrived to challenge a few bases. So base number 1 and base number 2. So he's done a little bit of a split. I don't think it's going to matter much. Artosis is absolutely miles ahead. He's now sending in the rallying units to try and challenge these handful of goons. I've still not seen him throw a storm, guys. Okay, there we go. So he does know how to push the button. Good to know. Oh, I don't know how that mine didn't trip. Has had to pull off here entirely though, so does lose a few SCVs and might even lose that command center. Just going to send a few tanks up here to tidy this up. Should have no problem doing that. And is killing probes like they're going out of fashion. And has thrown a few storms on the low ground of the incoming tanks. Double mine kills the High Templars. Has lost this, but he is wrecked. He's got no supply left. I'm just wondering how friendly Artosis is going to be when the game wraps up. Seems to want to challenge this base. I think Artosis is going to have some units that might have something to say about that. If you can get them up the hill, that is. Come on, lads. Why are we conceding command centers all the time? That's the second one. Surely not necessary. Does GG, actually. Good game. And then Trash out. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, guys. It's a relief that he played against somebody who was that terrible and didn't find a way to let him back into the game. So a convincing game from Artosis, but also, to be very honest, a absolutely dreadful opponent. I still am like so mystified as to how he could match against somebody this bad. Just absolutely mind-blowing. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Until then, you take it easy.